Ignore that sound. That's just a skimmer. It's always the skimmer. Oh, that's interesting. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Tap the screen, like the live. That's all I ask. Busy week. How you doing, Big Sexy? Busy week. Busy weekend for some. That's all I gotta say. It's been a very interesting weekend. Share out the live. Get it out to as many people as you can, respectfully. If you want. Well, I gotta get out to them or I'll get yelled at. Yes. Yes. Okay. Welcome into live, everyone. Tonight's live is brought to you by the letter K for karma. That's right. Karma has a bitch of a way coming around to you. And it's certainly coming around now. Tonight's live's also brought by the... Hey, Candy, how you doing, dear? Tonight's live's also brought by the number 0. 0 times so far that we've seen certain individual live. Oh, yeah. I got some stuff to put out. Stuff that certain individual may not like, but I have the proof and the recordings. Hi, TikTok Villain. How you doing, dear? So, tonight is proudly presented to you by multiple individuals that are on this app. Jeff Gainey, Amanda, and Boo Boo Bear. Boo Boo Bear. Yes, I was afforded to be able... Oh, no, we're going to get talking into Maggie. This live is not showing any harassment, bullying, or nothing like that. I will not tolerate it. All I ask is that everybody be respectful to each other in the live. That's it. And just tap the screen. That's it. That's all I ask. This is going to be about a multiple array of individuals that have been on this app long enough, lazy enough to turn around and finally do something. Well, I know you are disturbed. So let's get into this whole shenanigans of fun tonight. So over the weekend was an enjoyable weekend until Saturday when Sweet Sassy decided to send me a live. And I got into this live, and it just so happened to be... Hold, please. And it was such a wonderful live, by all means. Amanda! Sorry if it runs into the chat, my apologies. Amanda was live. Amanda needed pants and a shirt. Amanda wanted money, like 30, 40 bucks in between there. Sweet Sassy was respectful upon all means in the live. Yeah, we're going to get into that too. And she got up into a box and she was asking pertinent, honest questions. And she was sidestepping those questions, dodging those questions, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. All questions that had any orientation in reference to the matters at hand. So I turn around and, she always does. So I took a step back and actually dug deep in her region. And you'll notice a couple changes too. She gives away where she lives, the state. Fine. So I did research. Do you realize that in her state alone, there's over 26 different Salvation Armies and Goodwills that she can go to? Most of them are clothing stores. Well, yeah, most of them are. And yet, she had no way to get there. No way to get there at all. And allegedly, her husband was, I don't know where he was at. They had no car. Okay. So we'll just lay that out. They absolutely have 0 cars. Nobody can turn around and take them anywhere. Nobody. So there she is begging for money. So now my question to that is, how are you going to get somewhere to get your shirt and your pants if you have no car? That's all I'm asking, out of curiosity. And then, yet she sat and said that she could walk down to the Dollar General. Now, that being said, it was one excuse after another. It was just a layer of excuses. And eventually, what she perceived in her mind as people harassing and bullying her, I did not see any of that from the awareness side. Like I said, Sweet and Sassy was of the utmost respect in that live. She held it together. And I tell you right now, it was not easy for her to do that. But she did. Oh, hi, Maggie. Maggie, would you like to come up into a box? Don't go running off like a track star. I got info for you, okay? Yeah, the math wasn't mathing. You're right. You're not late. We just got started. Maggie's in there in the live, everybody. Don't go too far, okay, Maggie? Because I do have some pertinent information you're going to want to see. So that being said, she dodged and everything and then took off. She ended her live, and then I reached out to Sweet Sassy and I explained to her that she did a really awesome job trying to offer resources, help to try to get the things that she needed, and she didn't want any of it. I've tried to help her before. Now, she is on food stamps. Make no mistakes. Her food stamps equal more than what Maggie gets in food stamps. Just to let you all know. But she's on a public app that's public, begging for this money. But yet her husband, I guess, gets paid and all of his check goes to bills. Okay, that's understandable. But it is what it is. So just today, she went live and she wasn't asking for anything, which seemed kind of suspicious, but she proceeded to tell us on Saturday that she was going to go to her first day on training on Monday, if I'm correct. How you doing, No Filter? Monday was her first day of training. Well, that never happened. You see where the lies are all, and the fibs are all building up? Building up. Hey, real quick, I am going to bring Sweet Scat. How you doing, dear?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Let me go in my kitchen because Mr. Sassy has a TV on. So, yeah, I've been watching her for a while, and I've been in her box several times, and I've always been nice. And today she wouldn't let me in the box, and it's probably a good thing because I was gonna just probably lose my cool. But she has lied about her food stamps being stolen or 2 different times, and she put that on the green screen. Okay, her and her husband and her child that is not even 2 yet get $630 a month in food stamps, not including the WIC that she gets. And she was saying that her cabinets are empty. Oh, thank you guys. Her cabinets are empty. I gave her resources, and then she needed diapers and wipes one time, and I did some research and found a place. She has every excuse in the book. Like today, with Dollar General, Family Dollar, she said that the phone wasn't working for I've never heard of a business phone not working. I'm sorry.
Well, don't forget, she said it was working, but it wasn't working. I'm like, well, what is it going to be?
Yeah, it makes. And her husband sometimes, most of the time, he's right there on the couch, and she has. They had a dog or a cat. I can't remember, but they're not. He popped. It was either her. She yelled at the little girl, and they popped her one time on live, and she ended it real fast. And I'm she like I don't know. I'm just getting sick of people with excuses because that does not work for me.
No.
And
Like I said before, excuses are like a-holes. Everybody's got one.
yeah, they're just lazy and they want everything just handed to them. And that's, I'm sorry, but with that new policy that's going to be coming out with Section 8 and food stamps, they need to get to work because they're going to, I hope they lose their food stamps because they're able bodied.
Oh, they are. I had a nice chat the other day with somebody in reference to HUD housing. And I can tell you this right now. If you're listening there, honey, Maggie, they're cracking down on anybody that's taking advantage of the U.S. government with HUD, SSI, and food stamps, aka SNAP benefits. I'm warning everyone now. That includes the ones in the back that are window licking, preferably the mods that have a bad tendency to run their mouths. So I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, yeah. And the first time I think you get in trouble, you get, I think you lose them, but then you're able to reapply for them back. But then if you're caught again, you lose them for good. I saw the I think I have it in a screenshot that I'm going to put up then later. Um, but you know that's the gist of it. But from what I saw with her, her excuses are running a mile long, and she can't differentiate from one lie to the next lie to the next lie.
And every time when she said they've needed food, she's usually eating or snacking and never gives that child anything. And she always says the child needs food. Then stop your eating and give your child the food.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that she would rather spend more time on TikTok begging for money that's frivolous than to actually get down to the dirty works and get an actual job. So, oh yeah, I know Scam. Sweet and Sassy and we've been tag teaming and watching her for a while.
And that one time when she needed a part or help
I
money,
was just gonna say, remember she's got that Confederate flag up in a lot of her
oh my god.
lives.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yep.
She's been scamming a long time. I've been seeing her on here for like at least a year.
And here's the catch 22 with all this. You're on food stamps, but you're coming on here begging. Now, somebody would normally turn around and get screenshots of your Cash App, screen agencies. And then where are you going to stand at then? You know?
I have screenshots of everything that she's put on her green screen.
Mm,
Yeah, because I've been, and she has two older children that she don't even have custody of.
yep. But yet, but yet, I noticed that there's older individuals in the background that hold a conversation with her, and it's not her husband.
No, it's her mother-in-law.
Okay.
But she claims one minute she lives there, then claims the next minute she don't. So
Hey, but you know what? While we're on this subject with the pants and the shirt and everything, guess who else was doing the same thing?
who?
Oh, you're going to love this. You ready? Hold, please. I'm bringing it up. her?
Oh no.
Boo Bear, who's been in my fucking lives every day till one of my mods blocked her.
Boo Boo Bear. She was asking for work pants.
From she was in a live, was it yesterday? When Fallon, there's a big live. I saw her keep coming in and out of that live.
Sarah, she used to be a mod for Tim and Angela until I guess they had a falling out and so forth and so on. I actually, whoever sent me her live, I appreciate you. I thank you. She was in there. Oh, and by the way, you see the Cash App? Yeah, I have already reported it, just to let you all know. Now, where she made some fatal mistakes. Thank you, Spooky Mom. I appreciate you. She literally let out a whole ton of info about what she's doing, how they're living, where they moved to, where they came from, and to the fact that she was getting a job and they applied for assistance. I'm like, ma'am, you're spilling your guts on the internet about everything. Hi, Guardians of Valor. Welcome in, sir. Uh, but she was literally spilling her guts, and I'm sitting there going, You're telling me everything that I know to gather the information to put out there on top of to do that. And then to backtrack to the fact that she needed pants for work, and I'm sitting, oh, you mean like the kind of pants that Amanda wanted? Just saying.
Her husband works there, and supposedly that guy that owns it will
Yeah.
pick them up from the other state. But she
Yeah.
hates him. She won't get a job there because she hates him. But yet, every time she's saying he brings them food and everything, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah. And go figure this one out. It's free rent, free electric, free water. And now she didn't say that, but the room is free. So usually when someone says the room's free, it's all free.
and she has she's like, Fafa, she has a nasty mouth on her.
Mm. I've seen the videos of her. No worries about that.
Fafa, if you didn't know, she's back at her tricks again.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
She's using she wrapped up her arm and she's like, oh, she's putting her arm on her shoulder and she's like, oh, help me, and then cussing everybody out.
Well, I saw the video where she turned around and harassed that bus employee or that government employee. I saw that video. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Went off on everybody the other night because she said New Jersey was a city.
Oh my gosh. No, she said New Jersey was a city.
Yeah, she said
Yeah.
it was a city, and she said New York was a city, and people were trying to correct her, and she flipped the fuck out.
Well, look, just because she may be related to Lori Jones, let's not judge that, okay? Because Lori Jones knows how many states are in the U.S., okay? I'm just saying.
She told somebody to go do something to the grandmother in a nasty way.
Yeah. She needs to be shown off the app. Like mass report time.
Oh, I report it when I go in there. I go in
Yeah.
there in a sneaky cow, and the stuff that she says, I just want to scream. I want to get in her box, but
And Boo Bear got caught on her own live talking to RoboCop and flirting with RoboCop while her husband was out of the room.
Oh wow.
Her husband walked in and she looked around real quick and she turned off the live. She was in there talking about being horny and everything with RoboCop.
Wow. Yes, I did take notice of that.
it's weird. Yeah.
Look, with Fei Fei, or shall we say Fa, I was honestly willing to work with her and try to help her out as much as I could. But look, she She brought it on herself. There was nothing that I did wrong. Um, so
Like, you did all that you could with her. She's just a rude, miserable old lady, and
yeah,
you know.
and look, with the result of everything that occurred with her, and God rest her mother. Um, my understanding is the sister paid for the funeral, or at least for the necessities, is what we've been found out.
Aspen, stop.
So, but and the other thing is too is that she could have. As far as I know, she's getting food stamps, and that's about as far as I know that she's getting. So,
That's all she's getting right now, but she's still begging every day for people to send her money. And
yep,
then when they offered to give her a Walmart order, she flips out on everybody.
yep. Because all they want is the money. Period. That's all they want. That's all they ever want.
We have a couple new ones for you to uh, give resources to, but I'll tell you about that after your live. But I just wanted to pop in and say a couple things. But I'm gonna go, and you have a good rest of your life, and I'll talk to you later about these other people.
Okay, I appreciate it. Oh, hi, Boo Bear. You blocked me. How did you get into my live, sweetie? You want a box? You want to run your mouth and start swearing at me too? I sat and watched your live today. Just saying, respectfully. I mean, I certainly don't want to see anybody lose their potential of getting any benefits offered to them by begging on a social media app. But hey, guess what? You could stick around. You want to waste my time or my time? Stick around and you will see the reason why you don't beg on social media when you're receiving government assistance. Okay, sweet cheeks? So don't come in here and try to disrespect me unless you want to box up. So either box up or box the mouth up. Okay? Respectfully. So watch this. You ready? I'll throw up a picture and we'll see if you can understand what it means by theft by deception of the U.S. government. Okay? Because it's being done all across the United States. Well, first off, let's put up these numbers. See these numbers right here? Department of Human Services? Yeah, if you're on Snap, okay, and you're committing fraud by begging on a social media app, yeah, you're going to see me call this number just to let you know. Okay? You good? You see where this is going, right, Boo Bear? Okay? See, that's why they call it fraud. Because I did paperwork now, didn't ya? And then, not to mention that you needed $20 for a pair of pants or something for a job. One. And understand the guidelines. See, your ex-friend, Tim, can lose one. Now, you might want to pass that on to him, even if you're not talking to him. Just saying. Facts are facts. Here's another one. You'll like this one. HUD housing. Okay? They take those seriously too. And you'll see it because I'm going to put up explanations and many different ways of how it's being done on the social media side of it all. Okay? I never said you were in housing, but let's get the gears rolling here, okay? Get a better understanding where I'm coming from. You're committing something wrong. You're committing a criminal act. You're going to get reported. And then you're going to sit there and backstep like half the beggars on here. And you're going to sit there and go, oh, I lost it all. I Kim Peters lost it. Go find her. She'll tell you everything. Okay? Lost favorite one. This is the one that gets favorite one. This one's called Social Security Fraud. Yeah, and Maggie, this goes out for you too as well. Trust me, I have other screenshots to put up because I bring my receipts. I don't see anybody else bringing receipts that is on the scamming side. You either lie, you either manipulate, or you pull heartstrings. And by the way, Boo Bear, just to let you know, come September 13th, and I hope this happens, beggars are off the app. Period. Going to be a lot more easier to turn around and report beggars than it is people that are speaking the truth and facts. Make that make sense. So I'm just letting you know ahead of schedule, okay? So that when you do fill that paperwork out, you no longer come on here. And I know people are reporting me. I don't care because I'm putting out facts and truth. You don't like it, that's pretty sad. That's all I'm saying. But hey, stick around, Boo Bear. Hey, Boo. Hey, everybody that's in the chat, go to her comment and report her comment. You want to lose your DMs? You're going to lose them tonight. That's a fact. And at least my mom knows more shit than what comes out of your ass when it turns around and start talking to people the way they do. You're just scared. You don't want to come up into a box and you want to run your mouth in the chat. That's fine. But I have comebacks for everything, sweetie. Yes, let me change the background. Here, I'll change it to a good one. There you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, Boo Bear, that's Maggie Foster. She's getting more than what you will probably ever think about getting. Letting you know. She's scamming the system. Sorry about the jump scare. She's scamming the system. You know how she's doing it? She's receiving over $900 in SSI funds, a little over $200 in food stamps, and yet she comes on here and begs. So let's connect the dots in Cran, okay, Boo Bear? Let's connect them. You're receiving all these government assistant benefits, but yet then you're turning around and coming onto a social media app asking for money from other people. And I don't care if it's the Mag family, okay? As far as I'm concerned, it's individuals, period, okay? So that being said, when she comes on here, she's committing a crime. And that goes for anyone else. Sorry about the jump scare, folks. Doing it. Because if you lose it and you can't get it back, well, then you're in a bad position in itself. And I'm sure she's already left because she ain't saying nothing else. But you like how that was done. Collectively and agreeably, in my opinion, anybody that turns around and speaks like that in a live, report their comments. Because what happens is they lose their DMs or even the ability to comment in the chat or even get up into a box. Oh, yes. Yes. So Maggie's been busy. Okay. But Let's go to this picture. I guess you could say a street carnival of sorts. And she spent, can we get a warning? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I always got to get good pictures of my honey because she's on a rotating picture frame on my bedside, okay? Anyways, that being said, she was at this event and it was a street carnival of some sorts where there was live music and food and drinks and most of oh wow, sorry about that, show. So that being said, when she went to this event and it was winding down, you've all seen the video. Oh, that's right, that's right. Yep. No, right. Well, there were porta-johns. Now I make this specifically clear: she will not use porta-johns at all, period. She doesn't want to, she doesn't like them, and she doesn't, I guess she just doesn't want to use them, and that's her choice. Hi, brown eye girl. Yes, we're going to get to even further into it. So that being said, when the event was wrapping down, she talked to the officer that was on the corner or security guard. She said that she was going to go over to the corner and just sit and wait because she had her chair with her. Well, Mother Nature played her a dirty hand. Mother Nature decided to come calling and hold, please. A screenshot, so don't worry about it. That's not it. There it is. There it is. Sorry. My apologies. Clear your screens if you need to see that. It doesn't matter whether it was videotaped or it was visibly heard. Public urination is actually illegal in almost all states across the United States. Just to let you know. That being said, the screen recordings of her live can legally be turned into the local authorities in that area. So I'm just letting you know that yes, if you have a screen recording and you feel the need that you want to turn it in, by legal right, you are allowed to. Yes, it is even worse to do it online. And we all remember the Las Vegas incident. But with the respects that she didn't have for anybody, I mean, seriously, what if a mother and her two kids were walking up the sidewalk and they sat there and watched it? Are you kidding me? That's not only embarrassing, but it's demoralizing. Well, Nana, send me a DM. And yeah, it's disgusting. It's straight out disgusting. But according to Maggie, she needed that time to be on social media more than what it, hey, Red, exactly. She doesn't care. And then when her mods are sitting there, whether they're in the chat or in a box, and she's not paying attention to them, what does that tell you? She can care less about her mods, too. Yes. So, that being said, yes, for what she did and what she committed in that live is a chargeable offense. She didn't need to be on camera. It's a little harder to prove, but She was holding the phone. You heard the noise. End of story. Now, in this state, it is chargeable with a $300 fine, or it could probably even be more depending upon the severity. I would have at least taken the time to look for a bush or something out of the light. I'm just saying. And I hope the mods, her mods, are listening. You know, this old man at least knows some of his shit. And that's a fact. You can bank that to the dollars. Okay? My biggest thing is I would have at least paused the live for crying out loud. But she didn't. She did it right on the live, and it was screen recorded, and numerous, multiple people have receipts. No, Maggie's calculator. Okay. Oh. Hey, Chef Carl almost had to go to the bathroom in the bush. She could have too. But that being said, there's your piece of the pie right there, folks. Let's move on, because I got a couple of. Okay, here you go. Is this the right picture? Yes, I believe this would be the right picture. So what we're getting into is, I gotta see if that's the right one. Anyways, did a lot of research, did a lot of work on the legalities of begging and scamming off of any kind of social media app, just to let you know. This one, I can't, I had every. Yeah, okay, we'll start with this one. Here you go. Here you go. With the calling of HUD, and you all saw the phone numbers for HUD, SSI, and SNAP. HUD does take their shit seriously. And yes, I'll go back through, and yes, I did report to the HUD OIG office in reference to not reporting earned income. That means any kind of funds coming in. And that also includes gifts. I have a screenshot for that too. Like I said, I have receipts for all day. I don't care. I get the receipts. I save them. That's why my phone's so filled up with freaking pictures, because it's 90% of it is all receipts. But it's receipts that people are owed the respect and decency to see for themselves. Now, HUD Housing, they do hold it very strictly when you scam them. Oh yeah, this is definitely related to Maggie, because I want them to see what she's been doing is illegal. They don't seem to understand. Oh, what? Maggie's not doing nothing wrong. You want to make a bet? Has she reported a dime of money to any of these organizations? No. Or government agencies? No. Here's another one too, and I found this out, and I have it in the screenshot. I'll find it. When you go to get gifts, it doesn't matter if it's monetary gifts, money from the Mag family. That is still reportable income that you have to report. And I can almost guarantee you didn't report a dime of it. Oh, I know she's been whining. But that's the kind of stuff that she does not report. And that is what's going to get you in trouble. Trust me, when HUD office turns around and asks me questions about in reference to the facility that she's at and the apartment manager, yeah, they're going to look into you. That's without a doubt. I don't think they're going to hold that kind of stuff back. And I'm only being honest. Now, if you feel that you think that you're not doing what is illegal, keep going. That's why I said, the more you go live, the more they gather, the more screenshots I get to send them off. It's all the more receipts, we'll say. Okay, that being said, let's go to the next one. Here's your Snap fraud. You ready for this? There it is right there. And I'm going to turn around and take off the chat so everybody can read it. I'll put it back up, okay? There you go. Oh, and by the way, that is Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Oh, take notice that fraudsters may be required to repay back that money. If you can't repay back the money because you're receiving, see where this is going? If you're receiving SSI and you lose SSI, how are you going to pay back your SNAP benefits when you lose SSI? It's common sense. And I'm only putting this out there because it's valuable information for her mods to realize. I don't care if they sit there and say, oh, we got lawyers, I don't care. I think the U.S. government's got a heck of a lot more of a swing than what a particular lawyer does have. I'm just saying. Okay, I'll turn chat back on. Sorry, folks. My apologies. There we go. Read this, okay? You have committed crimes on fraud in SNAP. Just to let you know. And I'm making you aware of this respectfully. Okay? And just let you all know, Maggie's back in here. Maggie Foster 5. I would certainly hope so, because I'll tell you what, if they're investigating me, Maggie Foster, look, you're committing criminal acts against the U.S. government because of all the money that you've received and you have not reported it to a single agency. Inside the bus and asked for $5,000. Don't think there were screenshots taken of that. Oh, and that's the other thing too I want to bring up. Let's not forget all the moments in time where her mods and her have said about getting something on the back end. So, what you're getting on the back end. Here's another question I would certainly love to know. How does a single video of yours get up to 74,000 views? And we're not just talking about one video, we're talking about all of them. Well, she's working her way that way each and every single time she goes live. No, she does not use her own CA because she doesn't have one. However, it's been brought to the attention of others that she's been utilizing one of her mods CAs, which that's considered money laundering. That's already been proven on our platform, on this platform here. Anybody app has even said it. If you use somebody else's Cash App, that yes, it is considered money laundering. Well, I think she does, Sophia, but I don't think she does. Zero views. And here's the reason why. I find it awfully suspicious in moments that her lives are getting 74,000, 80,000 views. Well, what's interesting, let's do this one because I like this one because I want to point something out with this. What's interesting is that if you're in a content creator program, which, by the way, I have a receipt for that, you are not allowed to be on here begging for other people's money if you're in the content creator program. Hey, if Maggie's still in here, go ask Beth Osborne. She had it. She lost agency that was supporting her because of the same fact that she was begging. That's why it's starting to add up. I I mean, when half of us can't even get 1,000, let alone 500 views. Mm, mm, yeah, having a hard time wanting to believe that. But hey, it is what it is. You know. Mm-hmm. That's right, Kayla. Yeah, exactly. The math is not mathing on her whole page. Could be the opinion of others, but I tell you right now, that's my opinion. And we are all entitled to our own. About that. My apologies, folks. Large, that's my fault. That's my mistake. But yes, here is SSI, Social Security Administration's side. If you are found frauding SSI, that means taking money for general income, meaning begging for money off of any social media app or any other way, you do not report it. Yes, you will lose it. You will lose everything. That being said, hence the reason why I turned around and called SSI. And yes, I will put those phone numbers back up. Oh, hold on. We're going to get to, and it's not September 13th. I have the actual date. That being said, right there, failing to report earnings above the substantial gainful activity limit while receiving benefits is fraud. Just to let you know. Because if you made over $1,000 in a week, guess what? That's fraud. And you didn't report any of it. Any of it. They could actually get you for reporting none of it. No, you're good, Kayla. You're fine. Yes, when she uses other people's cash apps, it is committed. It is considered money laundering. Oh, they are. They are. She just doesn't know it. But I can tell you this, for each and every single person that she mutes for calling fake account, I don't think that I'd be doing that either. Just saying. Just saying. So, what it boils down to is what you're committing, Maggie, is a crime. It says it right there. Criminal and civil actions will be taken against you for what you're doing on social media. It doesn't have to be TikTok. It could be IG. It could be the tube. It could be even FB, Facebook, Book of Faces. It could be any one of them. You get on here and you asking for other people's money, this is what's going to happen. So let that sink in. You sit and think about it, Maggie. If you're even watching outside, if your mods are in here, look, I'm putting out straight out facts here and truth. You have done this too long on this app. Oh, and by the way, in case you all haven't noticed or even seen them, I have so far with my other mod have seen over 12 videos done about Maggie Foster just within the past 3 days. 12. If that doesn't get any indication of people are tired of what's going on this app, then I don't know what else is. So, and the thing is, good. You will see me like their live and share it out because they are 100% correct. This app was not designed for your pleasure to beg from the Maggie family, okay? You want to do that off the app. You take your money off of the app. Call them up. Send them a text. Say, hey, give me $500. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean, do you think things would be different on this app if all the beggars are off? Hell yeah. I'd be able to enjoy the app. Enjoy watching skits and videos and things like that. But hey, just saying. So, that being said, let's get down to some of the gooey stuff, shall we? Yeah, that's just like in war games. Shall we play a game? Okay. You all remember this one, right? Yeah, there it is. Get your screenshots in, folks. There it is. All in its glory. That being said, and it's a summary trial which could lead to further things. But that being said, I personally have not met with anybody in the SSI office. However, the phone numbers that I will put up in the end of this live, you feel free to screenshot them and call them all you want. Not just one person calling, but multiple people calling gets the ball rolling even faster. You're all entitled to make those calls. Yes, they are anonymous. No, they don't need any other further personal information. They will find the individuals. That's the greatest thing about it all. You only have to give the basic. That's it. Now, guilty. Trust me, she's going to be found guilty. In this one here, against Maggie, oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they have it. I think they have it. I think they have an ace in a hole in this one, without a doubt. Well, the reason with Beth is because Beth likes to hop, jump, skipping around different places, different campsites, different states. That's a little harder to do. They don't have a permanent address. Nonetheless, they should still be taken out of the equation. Henceforth, the reason why Tim and Angela are hopping, jumping around. They don't have a permanent address. They have no mailing address. You know, oh, wait a minute. You know who was like that? Austin Tamargo. Uh, she did not put any money up for this, just to let you all know. And no, she did not have a warrant out for her arrest. Let's make that straight out clear. Maggie running her mouth on that bus saying about a warrant, it wasn't about a warrant that was served. What it was is that if the plea or, awaiting a plea wasn't submitted and the court went forward with everything, if she did not show up or show anything, then yes, she could have turned around and had a warrant signed out for her to appear in court. That's what I meant. And I did my research on that. I got to go back through and find the screenshots of that. The actual date on this is the 16th for the summary trial. Yeah, I thought at first it was the 19th. I stand corrected and I apologize. It is the 16th. Yes, it's a bench warrant. Yes, thank you. They would serve a bench warrant if she did not turn around and put in a plea and show up for the court hearing. You're correct. That's what I meant. Maggie's sitting there going, oh, I said about a warrant. No, I didn't. Did you listen a little bit more? Takes a lot to listen, I know, because you're always watching your shows and your baddies. Replay on the baddies. Yes. But this one will go through. I know pretty much everything about it. That being said, good luck. Yeah, I know. All I got is yes. And don't make no mistakes. They could turn around and what the hell? I had to drag a puzzle piece. Make no mistakes. The first one that came out and was issued and corrections had to be made on it. Henceforth, the inactive on the actual status. That's why it went and got turned inactive. Because there could have been clerical errors, or could have been a couple other things that were done, but then it was all cleaned up and fixed up, and this is what you have. So, but hey, put out what you need to put out. I'm just tired of it. This app has turned to total garbage. There you go. Take your screenshots, write them down. Life if you see somebody committing fraud. It was said, oh, what the hell? No. No, she knows exactly and demand everybody to give up their money. She knows exactly what she's doing. Guaranteed that. Oh, and rumor mill is that apparently and allegedly she doesn't have lupus. And when she was in the doctor's office, I think somebody has a screen recorded. The doctor, my receipts, that's allegedly would be the best way to put it. to put it. Benefits. Here's this one. Oh, I can't see squat. No, that's not it. Hold on. Dang, that screen was bright. There we go. This one is for HUD. Now they will turn around and ask you some specific questions, but the gist of the information is all that's needed. Basically, first, last name, state, and they will find that individual. Remember, they're the U.S. government. They're good at what they do. Just saying. So take your screenshots of this. Make no mistakes. You're entitled to call if you feel, and you're not obligated, but it would be the right thing to do when somebody is taking advantage of the system. Because what about that 75-year-old lady that could certainly use the HUD situation to get into a place to stay warm come wintertime? And fall is coming, folks. If not, it's already on her heels. And yet she can't turn around and take that kind of assistance because somebody's stealing that type of assistance. How's that right? Now, is it right to turn around and take that away from somebody like Maggie? Yeah, it is. Henceforth, the reason why Maggie knows exactly what she's doing, and she's being, in my opinion, puppeteered by her mods. Which, mods, you're not too far off from getting in trouble yourself. Just saying. You have a lawyer friend, go ask them. Is what Maggie's doing right and legal doing? I guarantee a dime on a dollar, that lawyer ain't going to say nothing because he doesn't want to get involved in it. So there's for HUD. Let's go one more. You ready? This is the big one. This is the big one. There you go. There you go. It's up there at the top. It's 1-800-269-0271. And trust me, call that one early in the morning, around a little after 10, and you guaranteed are going to get a hold of somebody. Well, you know what? Taxes are going to come back to bite her in the backside, too. Trust me. So get your screenshots. It's going to go away. If you need it, DM me and I'll send it to you. Oh, and yes, the money laundering. Yes. Make sure you let them know about that too when you call SSI. Let them know. Shirley Bees. That was interesting. Shirley Bees was a part of that whole New York City trip. The one that was on Friday that was free, and yet she sat there and begged for money to an event that was free? And all she had to do was turn around and get her name in on the list, and she did. That was free at a Red Lobster for an album reveal by Sierra. And Sierra was there with her 2 kids, just to let you all know. No. No. Bona fide little bona fide little bona fide little little RSVPing. All you had to do was get your name in on the list so you can get a table. Notice that entry is on a first come, first served basis. There was no dollars thrown up. There was nothing put up on how much it cost. cost. That's without a doubt. But she turned around and collected money for this people to turn around and buy her red lobster food. Are you kidding me? Seriously? I mean, should we go even further? Hi, Catherine. Should we even go further into it all and turn around and discuss about how you went to Target and you literally held the line up begging for other people's money to buy you snacks and treats for the bus ride home? But yet you have your own money all your own. And yes, I do believe she has money on her own. She'd rather spend her Maggie family money than to spend her own money. Oh yeah, and she held up the line for the shoes. Yeah. So they do it out of sympathy. They do it out of to the fact that they want to live their lives through her eyes. I don't know. I don't know. But I look at it this way: 9 chances out of 10, I guarantee you, a lot of them have family of their own. Would I turn around and want to give it to somebody like Maggie or anybody else? No. But I'd certainly turn around and hold on to that money before I give it up. I mean, who knows? You might have some unsuspecting bill that might pop up that you don't know about. And then now you're shit out of luck, 20, 30 bucks, because you gave it to somebody to give two shits about you. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, Dana. She is a hustler, plain and simple. I agree. She's a manipulator, a liar, because I don't care what she says. She lies. I've seen her lie. Oh, that's one thing that I wanted to put up and bring up and make mention to. Now, okay, take notice to this picture. What's the one thing you see in this picture in a sense? Well, not really out of place, but doesn't really belong in the picture. No. Aha! Who said that first? American Girl. Ah, artsy fartsy. Artsy fartsy. Sorry, American Girl. You two are tied. The blue pen. Oh, yeah, and she gives it away every time she wears her glasses, too. The blue pen. You know what that blue pen is for? And they made mistakes before. When she goes live, she'll have individuals screenshot the screen of, and yep, Cake, you're right. She'll have them screenshot, write down the names. She'll even write down the names of the individuals that are Venmoing and Cash Apping her money. So then that her mods or other individuals, turn around and do their research, find out who these individuals are, whether they be Maggie family or anybody. And then she turns around and doxes them all out when they don't give her money. And yes, that blue pen with that notebook is how she writes it down. Let me tell you, they would have they would have a whole field day. They would have Sadly, they did it to Mama Funk. All respects paid across the board to Mama Funk. They did it to her. They'll do it to others. And they don't care. Not easily broken? Yeah, she's broke. All right. But I'd tell you this right now. Cynthia, don't worry. Karma comes around. Whether they get a percentage or not, I don't know. But I'm sure they do. And they don't care. No, they don't. They don't care. They're at a level where the mods could care less about the Mag family, in my opinion. That's how I look at it. And they hold themselves in that group with Maggie. And they do have a large group that they talk to in probably one of these social apps that they all get together and then they turn around and they connive and they scheme and they figure out things on what to do, how to do it, and how to turn around and block. It's a whole process, is what it is. But hey, Mag family, you want to keep giving up your money. See, they sit there and say that make the haters hate or make the haters mad. Who is mad? I'm not the one that's losing the money. I got to lose my own money to be mad. Yeah, I'm going to be pissed when I lose my own money. But I ain't giving you none. So who's mad now? Just saying. Certainly not me. But what I am mad about is that you're committing a crime and getting away with it. Well, not too much longer, is what I'm saying. So each and every single time she goes live, take one or two screenshots as records, because each one is going to add up to the case. Because the more she goes, the more she's going to get reported, the more she's going to fall down even harder. Yes, that's where I'm at, Bugs. That's how I am. And that's where I stand on it. And look, her mods can run their mouths until the day is gone. I don't care. But what do you think as a mod is going to happen when she does get dropped by these government agencies? What do you think's going to happen when she does? Who do you think she's going to start pointing fingers at? Sure as hell not going to be me. But I can tell you this, it's going to be you mods. You know why? She's going to sit there and say, what, you don't think that anybody you want to, eventually a snake comes around and takes care of everything. Comes around and takes care of everything. Individuals turn on people, on each other in a heartbeat. Don't think Maggie's not going to do the exception with you. I mean, you're not, after all, you're not really blood by relationship. So, and Austin Tamargo did the same thing. Oh, I know, she's my honey. Yes, she will turn on her own. So, yeah, exactly, and that's how I look at it. But that's what I'm saying. You don't you think you're exempt? Try again. Austin Tamargo threw all of his mods under the bus, and then he kicked them to the curb. Make no mistakes. You're not going to be no different. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry. I turned deck lights on. Oh. Oh. Thing that needed to get out that was important and vital to this live. And if anybody asks about the court hearing, I am not or who it's, just to let you know. You're all more welcome. Put out how you feel as long as it's respectful. Ah, Michelle Team OG. How you doing, dear? Appreciate each and every single one of you tonight. I really do. I really do. It's a lot to me. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm doing great. I'll be honest with you, I know I have not been on much. My apologies. But, when you have a family and a house to operate and run and a job and everything else, it's kind of hard. But hope soon enough I'll be able to get a little more on it. But like I said, September 13th, some things may change, some things may not. However, I do believe TikTok is changing right before our eyes. I've seen a lot of subtle changes and everything else. You're right, Simple Life, family first. Henceforth, the reason why I wouldn't turn around and give a dime. Hey, I did want to throw one other person up, and he decided to speak on me today, which is fine. He's entitled, but so am I on this. How about this guy right here? Yeah, he needs money for a hotel room each and every single day in his life. Jeff Gainey. Jeff Gainey decided to turn around and sit there and speak on me by saying that I've been cordial and respectful when I go in his lives. Yes, I have. But when it comes down to it, and to the simple fact, when I turn around and go on my lives and I speak on him, look, dude, get a grip. I'm speaking facts. And the sad thing is you come on here each and every single day, and yet your paycheck only covers for 4 days. So how long have you been trying to put in applications for a full-time job? I mean, last time I checked, it was like 3 months. And the other thing that I've noticed too is that a lot of individuals are utilizing animals and pets even more now to manipulate people and play their heartstrings to get money. Guess what? One of his mods, and they finally realized that, enough's enough. Well, yeah, they are. Oh, and by the way, Tim Nash, my prayers are to him because he's looking pretty rough too. I just wish that he would get help, is all I'm saying. But yeah, Jeff Gainey, each and every day. Don't worry, he'll come on tomorrow and be asking for money. He plays the crocodile tears too. Yeah, he does look bad, Snuggle, sadly. But Jeff Gainey likes to play the crocodile tears. So that way he can turn around and pull the heartstrings of all the women. And that's the other thing too. When I went in on a troll account today to sit and watch him, he called out every single woman that entered into his live. Isn't that interesting? You see where this is all going, right? Manipulation of women to get their heartstrings to give them money. Yes, he does watch every single person as they come in. And no, he won't, Jeff won't get any sympathy from me. He stated to me, or he stated in the live, he said, yeah, I've gone to all4one's link tree and they all seem to be nowhere to, no ending or no, unalived endings, basically. And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, that's because you and I have not sat down and actually worked on it. Your excuses are endless too, just saying. And I'm like, Jeff, you can get help. And where he's located at, somebody turned around and said something, and I forget what it was, that there was a lot of resources in the state that he was at, and yet he turned around and gave that individual excuses. And I'm like, come on. I liked his rash on his leg. He said that it was heat rash. Me personally, why Amanda is begging for money? Because she wants that additional extra money. She wants everything more. Sort of like Boo Bear, who decided to come into the live this evening. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing good.
Since you're talking about other people, I want to bring one of your ex-friends, Fafa, is back vile than ever.
Right.
And she says she's not begging, but she's asking for help. And the
Yeah,
amount
well.
always changes.
Mhm.
And when people said, "What about work at home jobs?" she said it was a scam. Anybody who would say, "Well, I work from home," they got blocked. But she's getting a little bit um, out of control.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and I forget how the saying goes. You get more honey from fly with vinegar or a bee with vinegar. That kind of concept. The more she downgrades or degrades or talks down on it, she's not going to get a dime. She is not going to get the dime. She wants the attention. And yes,
Exactly.
TikTok villain, I agree. Jeff is lazy to do the footwork because for the past 3 months, he's been turned around and talk. Yeah, you get more bees with honey. That's right. Sorry. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you. But yeah, he's been saying about him and his job at, what was it? Home Depot, I think it was, for the past 2, 3 months, and he still hasn't gotten it. Yeah, okay. Right. If people would spend more time on doing the actual physical labors of a job, they would have less time on TikTok having to worry about taking other people's money. That's the problem. But they're going to continue to keep doing what they're doing. So, but yeah, I know. I know. That's the thing. I know that they'll hire you in a few days. Well, yet he sat there and said that he's been waiting on it. Look, no dog should be sleeping on the sidewalk. My little dog, she sleeps on her bed with us, down at her feet. Now, if you got a big dog, big boy dog, well, that's when you go for a king bed and your dog sleeps on one side and you sleep on the other. But yeah, I know. I know. And look, boxes are open if anybody wants to come up. Let me change the picture. All I got to say is with Jeff Gainey, I wouldn't give him any more money. All he's going to keep doing is take your money, take your money. It's a daily event. And then your money, take your money. It's a daily event. And then,
Dog takes up my whole couch,
yep, yep,
and I'm fine with that
yep.
because my dog's my baby.
Mm-hmm. No, your dog's spoiled too. No. Let's see if I can pull up a picture of my dog.
Chloe.
Mm-hmm. She my little pretty princess. I know I got a picture of her in here somewhere. And don't get me started on Tim and Angela's situation either. That'll make me sick to my stomach. I don't know if it's going to show. Yep, there you go.
Oh,
There you
Chloe,
go.
Chloe.
Sorry if it bleeds in there. I don't mind putting cats, dogs, or even hamsters or hermit crabs or anything like that up there. She
Anything
my
but
pretty
snakes.
princess. She is a peekapoo, which is part Pekingese and part poodle. And trust me, she was worth every cent in my life. Sheena's bullshit. Yeah, we can talk about Sheena.
Brenda lost her fur baby.
Oh, I am so sorry. My sincere, serious. Yeah, we can touch base on her. I've watched her lives. Papa, in my opinions, or at least close to it. She treats anybody with she's made a crap ton of money off of this app, and I hope she's ready to pay the tax. Isn't it you make when it gets taxed? You got to have the money to pay that taxes off. So how are you going to pay it off? Oh no! Hold on, Sherry. We'll might as well all get into it. This one. Hi guys. I just need money. Let me get a better picture. There we go. That one's a little better. Yeah. Team Medina. Team Medina. I turned around and tried to offer resources. Completely ignored. And then when I stated about are my questions being seen and so forth and so on, eventually, I think it was last night or yesterday, early evening. Yeah, I got blocked. I finally got no. I think it was. Yeah, I was blocked. So she no longer, or he. I don't know how to do that. So my apologies. Um, Blocked me and didn't want anything to do with me. So guess what? Now you're up on the screen. Now you're up on the screen. Oh, there's a funny one that I want. Not funny, but it was an honest, serious one that I did want to put out too on her today. Amanda, sweet sassy, turned around and said, and she was asking her questions and asking, "How am I going to be famous? How am I going to be famous?" I turn around and put my response down as, because she has friends like us, or something to that effect. And I turn around and put that down there, and she didn't even have a clue what I said or how I said it. And I'm like, you need to check yourself, ma'am. Seriously. You need to check yourself seriously. And yeah, she got herself into that situation. So now I'm going to be watching her. But oh yeah, sweet sassy. I knew you were laughing. And then who was it? Oh, Soja. I can't pronounce it. He came in and he turned around and said the same thing. I was like, oh god. Oh, I know you didn't answer her back because I had the answer for her. That's why I said it. So, but I think I got to wrap this live up tonight. I'm getting chilly. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Fall's here, folks. It's on our heels.
Not in Texas.
Yeah, whatever. And now all of a sudden it's raining. But
Not in Texas.
yeah, it must be nice. Dog lover Becky. I think she's desperate for attention. I think she wants other people's money through gifting. Uh, Her son certainly needs to be put in his place respectfully. Oh, you're welcome, Lazy Days.
They called the cops last night because someone kept calling David's phone over and over and over again.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, it wasn't me because I was probably drooling on my bed.
And just so you know, all4one, the game's on TBS. There's no score right now.
Okay. Emmett, yes, sadly it was. I don't speak on her other than the fact that I knew um, she was a nice person. She was respectful to me. I never had a problem with her. And my sincerest condolences go out to her family. So, No, Mark, I am not hiding Maggie at my house. Trust me. I heard she wants to spend the night at your place for a sleepover. Yeah, I agree, Michelle. I agree. I think she does want the attention, whether it be good or bad. So, but yeah, Mama Funk, that's all you, sweetheart. I let you take the reins on that one. Hide your food. Hi, Strawberry. Welcome to the live. Look, if you got the numbers, make the calls that matter. Because I'll tell you what, you hurt them more when they're not looking at it. So, all right, Libra, I'm going to drop you down. I'm going to wrap things up
Okay.
and get final thoughts. Have a good night, sweetheart.
Same to you.
Uh huh. All right, final thoughts. Look, it's your money. Maggie ain't wrong on that part. But I'll be damned if I give my money to somebody that's scamming and begging, that's willing to turn around and throw people under the bus. Under the bus. Um, yeah, and just say no. Kids are going to need outfits, costumes, things like that. You know, school's all but in full swing for some. You're going to need to pay off your school loans or your cafeteria, so forth and so on. And then what else you got next? You got Thanksgiving. You got Christmas. I'm just saying, things are getting more expensive, and I see it's gotten tighter. It's gotten bad. It's gotten really bad out there. And I'll give you an example. I went to a community action facility the other day, and I'll put this in perspective for you. I walked in to discuss business with them. And when I walked in, there was a young lady and a young man sitting at the seats right outside their windows. And I asked them, I said, "Are you okay?" And they said, "Yeah, we're okay. We're just homeless." I said, "You're homeless?" Well, one thing led to another with family and members of their family, and it didn't end, well, I guess on both sides. But I bet you any money you're never going to guess how old they were. She was 19 years old, and he was only 20. Not even old enough to have adult beverages. And yet, here they are sitting in a community action center facility trying to get help. So you know what I did? I offered them up the resource link tree. Yeah, exactly. I offered them up the resource link tree. I mean, to gain. So I did it. I did it for the right reasons. And even the woman at the window that checked them in was smiling. So, but that was to be kind of heartbreaking to see how young they were and in a vulnerable position that they were in. So, all right, I'm done. Final thoughts for me: save your money, keep your money. I would not be giving it to anybody, especially ones that you don't know. Give it to your organizations out here on town. So it's okay, Joanne. Yes, I am going to start downloading these on my YouTube account. Give them to the organizations. YouTube, PCA, food banks. Food banks are really running low. Soup kitchens, things like that. Other than that, everybody have a great evening. Stay safe. Spend time with your family instead of on here. Trust me, some people need to turn around to de-stress sometimes.